So, Bill,
Hey man, so what's
uh,
going on? How you been?
I've been good, man. It's been a long time since we got together
Yeah,
on the sticky side,
I don't
but
think. I mean, it's been a little time since we've had our last episode, but
yeah,
kind of need
it
a
feels like a long time because we were doing one or two a week. So when
yeah.
you're pumping them out like that, we were together a lot, and so when you take a break, it just feels like a long time. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I've been through a lot. I went through a birthday, and I know you've been through a lot too. I've been through a lot. I got into a little bit of a dark place. It had been a year since my second stroke, and that second stroke almost. I don't. I don't know how far it took me, but I can tell you that when I was laying in that hospital bed, I was paralyzed. My whole right side wasn't moving, and while I was laying in that hospital bed a year ago, I didn't. I didn't know what tomorrow was going to be. Uh, and as I came up on a year, it was like I don't know. I fell into a bit of a valley, pothole maybe.
Hmm.
I don't know, man. My birthday came around. My birthday is July 2nd, and the anniversary of the stroke is July 7th. And so for that week, man, I was searching. I don't know what I was searching for, but my head wasn't right. My mind was, and I'm not gonna lie to you. It swelled up. It was like a wave coming, like a tsunami coming from from out there,
Hmm.
and I could just feel I could feel the swell, and I was I was in a dark place, Mike.
Well,
It was just I don't know, man. I
well,
was
I hope you
I,
found your way out of that dark place, man, because that's not a good place to be in, And coming
yeah,
back from what you had, I mean, look at you now. I mean, you're able to
yeah.
still walk and talk about it. A lot of people don't, unfortunately, don't get that opportunity. And you said it was your right side and you're a left-handed thrower, so look at that. I
Well,
mean,
the first one affected my left side, but
oh no.
it was like everything under my arm, though. To be
Well,
honest, it was like from the bottom of my pectoral muscle
hmm.
down, which is still affected, and then the other side was from the bottom, like behind my ear down. And I'm still in quite a bit of pain every day.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like Monday, I started feeling this crazy like sciatic pain on my right side. I don't know if it's nerves coming back or nerves going away. I don't know, but it's painful. It's hard to get, hard to sleep.
Running down your leg, your back and your
Yeah,
leg.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it starts all the way up. It starts all the way high on my rib cage in the backside and goes all the way down the back and all the way into my leg. And it's hard to sleep. It gets a little restless.
Yeah.
But my best sleep, I sleep sitting up. So that ain't that ain't the best. But you know, everybody has something to deal with, and I don't talk about this a lot. I don't have. I mean, I don't even talk about it to my wife because at some point when you hear somebody complaining about something, you get immune to it or you get callous to it. Regardless of what it is, regardless if they know what you went through or not, it's you start to get callous, and I don't want that, so I don't talk about it.
Mm.
so, um, but man, bro, it was just something. And like I said, I know you've been through a lot the past couple of months that we haven't been on the air, and I want to tell you personally, I'm sorry for your loss with your dad passing away. Um,
Well, I appreciate that.
just great, just things. You know what I'm saying? Just things. People
Yeah.
don't realize that we're still human.
Uh, I mean, sometimes I think I'm not,
Right.
because as crazy as I think sometimes, I don't know. But yeah, man,
No, it's
it's
true.
definitely been an eventful year since January. I mean, it's been an eventful year for me. From hip replacements to both kids in the military, dad passing away, and other stuff, man. So I mean, catching COVID again after having it one other time. It's been something, and then trying to juggle everything with Naughty Donkey Productions, with the Sticky Side, with Hammered, and with a new show that I just started with my social group on Facebook. So I mean, and trying to get back into the cornhole mix, which I'm excited
Yeah.
to say next year, ACL 2022-2023 season, I will be a local director here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And
You'll be a regional, right? A regional director, won't you? Or no?
I think well, maybe it is. You know what, I don't know. I don't know. I talked to the Carolina Conference director, Dusty Thompson, and we discussed it a little bit. But I applied for the regional director position, so maybe I'm assuming that's what it is. I didn't know if there's like a ladder you have to climb, start out at local, then go regional. This is all going to be new to me, new to the veteran. I was back running
Yeah.
tournaments in 2012 to 2016, so now I'm starting all over again with the ACL. And, they have new software, and, it's the place to be right now with the sport of cornhole. And I look forward to getting in the mix and adding my abilities to it. And I know I can bring a lot to it. And I can't wait till October rolls around and we get this ball rolling. Yes, sir. Triangle
That's gonna be
cornhole
fun.
is back.
Triangle cornhole is back. Holy smokes! Name
Yeah.
I ain't heard in a while.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. I had to go brush the cobwebs off the Facebook group. It was still there.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So, yeah, man. So, hey,
Congratulations. That is pretty cool, man.
yeah, thanks, man. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, you know, see some old faces at some events and meet some new ones. That's what the game's all about. That's one thing I missed about it was the family type atmosphere when you go to events and always meeting somebody new and then putting them inside your little cornhole family circle. Yeah, good times, good times. So next week we got the ACL Worlds in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Are you ready for that?
I'm as ready as I think I'm gonna be. I got a few more practice sessions between now and then that I'll be taking advantage of and just trying to just get that bag to do what I want it to do all the time. Try to get a predictable outcome is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
As well as I do, from the last time we got an opportunity to play together, my bag comes out and ends up pretty unpredictable by the time it hits the board. So I'm trying to fix that, make it a predictable outcome
Yeah.
and a favorable, predictable outcome.
Yeah. You're referencing when we played in Arizona at the Open together. That was a good
Yes, sir.
time, man. It was my first like big ACL event as far as like an Open or any other type of organized cornhole tournament since like 2017, I think. And I think I was pretty happy with the way I played. I played at an advanced level players level, I believe.
I
I
think so.
almost threw a 9 PPR. I think I was like 8.9 something. And a couple of people I played in the competitive division, I don't remember their names, but they were like, man, you're in the wrong division. You should be in advance. So that kind of
Right.
made me feel good about myself.
Yeah.
And I'm happy because remember I talked to you the other day and I said I waited too late to sign up for the advance. So I
Right.
messaged Trey Ryder and was like, "Hey Trey, is there a waiting list or something like that you can get on?" And he goes, "No, man. You just got to keep checking because somebody might drop and a spot might open." So right before our podcast today, I got on the iPlay Cornhole app, and it was open. So I was like, "Oh,
Nice.
jump on that." Now I am registered for advanced singles and the pro qualifier. So
Wow.
yeah, pretty stoked, man. It's gonna.
Are you gonna play doubles or you didn't get a partner?
I don't have a partner. Nobody wants to play with me, man. Nobody knows who I am. So
It's funny, man. It's a guy like you who's been through the ringer, played so many games of cornhole, and because it's the new, it's like the new era in this game. They don't
yeah,
know you, so they just everybody wants to pass,
and you know
but
what?
they're missing out. I can tell you they're missing out.
I am all good with that, Rob. Trust me. I like going out there and making my own mark. I like
Right.
seeing that deer in the headlight look when I drop that fork bagger and that airmail on them. Be like, okay, I mean, it just is what it is. I'm fine with having to prove myself again. If
You've
you,
been there before. You know
yeah,
what it's like to prove yourself.
yeah. I mean, when you stay out the game as long as I did, it's gonna happen, and it's all good.
Right.
Have you got a partner for doubles?
Well, yeah, I'm not in the advanced. I'm in the
Oh,
pro
that's right.
doubles.
That's
So
right.
I don't get to play the advanced doubles. But
Uh,
yeah, I do have a partner.
well,
Um,
maybe if you're listening to this or watching this podcast, hey, come see me. I need a doubles partner. But
yeah, there were a few people on. If you look sporadically online, somebody seems to always be looking.
yeah,
There's a real good player from our area. His name is Chris Fagan. He won the military over Memorial Day out in Colorado Springs. He won that the USA Cornhole All Forces tournament. He
yeah.
won that out there, and he was looking for a last minute doubles partner.
Oh well, if he's still
So
looking, send him my way.
yeah, yeah,
It's all about having fun, man. I look at the advanced days. What's that? Thursday and Friday. I look at those. When is doubles? Is that Friday?
I think so. I don't.
Yeah,
I'm not real familiar with the schedule because I'm going to be there multiple days,
yeah.
and I'm gonna play when they send me my text, and I'm gonna watch and do some commentary when they're not.
Well,
So we'll see.
I'm hoping that I throw enough bags on Thursday and Friday to get me nice and warmed up for Sunday. That pro
Oh yeah,
qualifier. I mean, that
I tell
is
you that is going to be one heck of a gauntlet.
man. I'm looking at some of these names. So how does that work? How do you automatically become an ACL pro? It's top 100.
No, no.
No.
So the pros requalify by being in either the top 100 in singles or the top 50 in doubles teams. That's how a pro can requalify automatically.
Okay.
In order to automatically qualify from a non-pro position, you have to be in the top 25 of the world rankings at the end of the season. After the Worlds, you have to be in the top 25. Once they remove all the pros from that, because there are pros that are stuck in that because we do play the opens and we play all our regionals. So there's pros that are stuck in there. And once they take the ones who qualify through the pro division out, then it'll be the top 25.
Uh huh. Okay. So let's
So
just
that's how
say,
you automatically qualify.
so if there's a pro, let's say in singles, is ranked 1200, but in doubles they're ranked in the 40s. Let's say 42. That person
Yes.
will get their pro status for next season.
Yes.
Okay, because there's a few like that in the rankings right now, and
Well, you can't be in the pro. You can't be ranked 1200 in the pro in in the in the pro division. There's only, I think, there's 256 plus the 64 PDC.
mhm.
So what does that end up being? 312, something like that.
Well, I guess I'm looking at the ACL overall rankings,
Right.
the ones
So
that
the
they
overall
have.
rankings don't.
Yeah.
The overall rankings aren't really where the pros requalify automatically.
Yeah.
They requalify automatically through the pro rankings. So top 50 in doubles in the pro rankings or top 100 in singles in the pro rankings. Either or will get you requalified as a pro.
Okay, so I went to the ACL website and looked at the standings, and there's a lot of pros like mixed in there. And let's talk about it for a minute. So what I did was, I went back and I looked at all our guests we had on the show for the past season, and
Nice.
this episode is going to serve as like a summary of season 1 of the Sticky Side, and
Right.
we'll break down all our past players we've had on the show. And Rob, I even went and I visited our stats, and this is so cute,
Yep.
man. I finished 6,672nd, but I only had 1,463 points. So, you know,
Okay.
and you finished 662 with
Okay.
3,493 points. Now, here's one of them. So, Miranda Coy, she was one of the guests on our show. And right now, she is ranked, according to the ACL singles rankings,
Overall singles ranking.
overall singles, 1,273. All right.
Okay.
So, what you're saying is her pro ranking is going to be a lot lower than that. Of
Should be a lot
course.
higher. Yeah, well,
Well,
a lot higher.
yeah.
Yeah,
So okay, there must have been a tab on the drop down menu that I didn't see for pros, maybe.
right,
Yeah, because
right.
I went with
Don't see it.
overall singles.
Right.
Okay. I'm still kind of surprised that that number's so high for her there. You
Well,
know.
I think I don't know if Miranda goes to all of her regionals, all of her conferences, because she does a lot of traveling
Yeah.
throughout the nation while she's playing in the pro division, and she does a lot of stuff that not necessarily will make her ranking go up if she doesn't have. I mean, you're missing out if you don't go to your regionals. You miss out on 1,000 possible points,
Mm-hmm.
500 in singles and 500 in doubles that you can actually just miss out on because you didn't play them. And then if you don't go to your conference, you're missing out on another possible, I believe, 600 or 800 points because if you win, it's worth like 400 in each of the division singles and doubles.
Yeah.
So you miss out on a lot of that stuff if you don't go to those things. Like and a conference, you have to play in the Carolina Conference because that's where your address is.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to play a conference, then it has to be the Carolina Conference. It can't be. You can't come down to Florida and play in the Southeast Conference just because you missed yours.
Yeah.
So and same thing for state. So in your state, in North Carolina, boy, oh boy, it's tough to finish, in the top 10 around there
Mm-hmm.
with all the pros and all the crazy advanced players they have.
Well, and
So,
that explains a lot of these numbers. It looks to me like a lot of these players might not be playing their regionals. Maybe they missed a conference, and they're getting all their points from nationals and opens. So,
right.
I mean, like Miranda Coy, Ryan Smith, he's 996 overall. Brett Guy's another one. He's 993. And this was one that got me because he's been kicking ass in nationals and opens, and that's Jamie Graham. He's 953. And Noah Wooten's right there with him. Matt Guy's a 666. Whoa, he finished 666 in overall singles.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't know if he's gonna like that or not. But April,
I mean, we always thought he sold his soul.
right? And your wife, ACL Pro, April Chesmark, she's 664. Then you got Dayton Weber, 293. Allison Peters, 288. Your favorite cornhole player, Rosie Streaker,
Rosie.
273. Leaston Allen, he's at 228. Dylan Turpin at 119. Duncan.
Those are all the guys that I know for sure. And Rosie, I know for sure, gets all of her regionals in because Davis is a regional director. So I know she's going to that regional every month regardless.
Yeah.
So I know she's getting her possible 1,000. And not only that, she's getting each point up to that 1,000 because of the fact that she goes to all 5.
Well, I'm looking like from 119 to 293, it's like 3,600 points to almost 3,800 points. So you're looking at 100 to 200 points separating those spots right there. So
it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
That it's just 1 or 2 points that separate a whole. Sometimes 3-4 places.
yeah.
Some people are tied at. So it's awesome. That's what I like about the standings and the more people that are there. And
Well, now
it's awesome.
these past guests, now we're starting to break to 100 in the overall singles. So, you got Duncan Clemmer, Frank Modlin, 69. That's pretty good considering everything Frank's been going through. He's had hip replacement. He's on his second hip replacement, and he just got over that. He had his done the first week of April because he was a week behind me, and he's already played, 3 big tournaments.
Yeah,
So,
he's throwing it very well right now. He's finishing high in every one of them. Slick side game changer just seems to find the hole for Frank Modlin.
Well, man, well, he made them bags. Maybe he's got some kind of voodoo trick on him. Who knows?
Voodoo trick.
Yeah. And we got Eddie Grindersleeve. He's at 54. He's tied, actually, with Ty Lopez out of Arizona for 54.
Okay.
You got Doug Zaft at 47. Peyton Mayers, 43. One of the Gore twins, Jackson, he's at 41. Eric
Wow.
Anderson, he's pushing 30. Kobe Costanza, he's at 26. The other Gore twin, Jacob, he's at 21. Mark Richards, he's a lot of people's pick to win Worlds this year.
MVP or well, yeah, and they got the awards that come up the night before. I think they'll be on Friday night maybe
Mm-hmm.
at Rock, in Rock Hill they have an award ceremony and he's up for I think Rookie of the Year and MVP. So I mean he's dude, that guy's had one heck of a season. I'd like to call it the sticky side. What do you want to call it? Golden horseshoe.
How was he playing, before he was on the sticky side?
He's just super consistent, so he was
Yeah,
playing well.
he was
I
playing
mean, we
well.
brought him on because he won, right? We brought him on because
Yeah. Yeah, well, I
he
think
won something. So,
after he
and
was
he's
on the sticky side, he's taken down at least two events, I think,
yeah,
or either finished real
well,
high.
singles and doubles,
Yeah.
he's taken down since he's been on.
And so our highest ranked uh, guest we had is Jay Rubin. He is
Nice.
currently 16,
Wow.
16 in singles. So what do you think about that list, Rob?
I mean, it looks like Jay will qualify every way possible to be a pro again. So
Yeah.
he'll probably qualify in singles in the pro standing, doubles in the pro standing, and top 25 in the world standing. So he's got no reason not to come back.
Yeah. I
And it's
also,
crazy. That's very consistent that he's there up at 16, but we haven't really seen Jay go crazy at a national. He hasn't.
mhm.
He's done a little bit of something. Him and Jordan have done some good things in doubles, but we haven't seen Jay. I don't even think we've seen Jay win his bracket yet in singles. But he may be saving it all for Rock Hill.
Well, he's being consistent and finishing strong and everything else he's playing. So, you
Right,
know,
right.
it's going to be
And I
fun,
don't
man.
think I don't think Jay even goes to regionals.
Yeah, I think I've read on a post he made on Facebook or something, or a comment about he doesn't play regionals, or
Isn't that
yeah,
crazy?
yeah. I mean, that's extra points. I'd be all over regionals because I need every point I can get, but I
Right.
don't have the talent that Jay Rubin has right now. Um, he was like Mr. Trick Shot for a while, but you know what? So there's a guy out of Georgia, I believe, Drew Brown. You know
Oh
him,
yeah. I do. I know him
bro?
very well.
Drew Brown is like the new Trick Shot guy.
Right.
Man,
That
he's
stuff he
always
does with opening a bottle and kicking a bottle over and pouring in a drink, and it's pretty awesome.
it is. My only question to you, Drew, is how many outtakes, how many gigabytes of storage does it take on those deleted videos? Because that one where he knocked the top off the beer bottle,
Yeah,
that was crazy. That had to
it
take a
was
long
crazy.
time. Yeah.
We can get him on. I know he'll come on for
You
us.
know what? That would be a good one. I should call him right now. Be like, Drew, come on, man. I
He'll
did another
definitely
thing
come
too.
on.
How many in the top 100 of the ACL singles? Which state do you think has the most?
I would say Florida.
You would say Florida. Well, Rob, you would be correct.
Yeah.
Florida has 12 people in the top 100 of the ACL singles.
Wow.
You want to take a stab at second?
I'll say North Carolina.
Are you sure you didn't cheat, man? I think you did this
I
already.
didn't cheat. I didn't.
So North Carolina
But
has
if you would
7.
ask me,
Yeah, North
yeah, if you would
Carolina
ask
has
me,
7.
I
How
would
about,
say I would then say maybe Kentucky.
see, now here's where it gets kind of crazy, and it kind of like made me like raise my eyebrows. Like, what the hell? How are these states,
Don't you
beating
dare say
Kentucky and
Virginia.
Ohio? But
Uh-oh. Virginia.
Missouri has 6.
Missouri.
Yeah,
Who?
Missouri. See, I knew you were going to ask me that, and I did not put the names down.
You
But
didn't
hold on,
check, huh?
hold on. I'm going to go and check right now because you just called me out on it. I want to make sure I
It's
can
got to be
answer
the
this
St.
question.
Louis boys, so it's going to have to be Fuentes. It's going to have to be Bangalang, Johnny Lang, John Fuentes, Johnny Cox.
All right, so we got
Dave Sutton.
so we got Tyler Amos,
Wow,
Justin
know who that
Lang,
is. Yep, Justin Lang.
Matthew Troxel,
Oh, wow, that guy's good.
Johnny Cox,
Yep. Johnny Cox.
Christian Brown, and
Okay.
Craig Irvin is the number 1 ranked player in Missouri.
Craig Irvin. Wow.
Yeah.
Only
Missouri.
2 of them are pros. Justin Lang and Johnny Cox are the only 2 that are pros.
Really?
I think. Oh, maybe Christian Brown. Maybe Christian Brown is also a pro.
All right, so the next 4 states are all tied with 5. And
Ohio, Virginia, Kentucky.
You're wrong, Rob.
Illinois.
You're completely wrong.
Oh, no.
So Michigan has 5.
Oh, my.
New York.
That's Jordan.
Here's
Really?
one. New York. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Texas, a familiar state in cornhole, has 5. And Ohio. Ohio's a big stunner, man. I figured Ohio would have a lot more than that.
Yeah, more than 5, yeah.
Yeah. So now we got 3 states that don't have 4: Iowa, Pennsylvania, and Arizona.
Okay.
These we got a lot with 3: Tennessee, Mississippi, Massachusetts. Some of these states is just wild, like Massachusetts. You know.
Well, that's Jimmy Humans, right? Jimmy Humans is up there. And
yeah, and there was a couple more.
Jacob Trzynski.
Kansas, Illinois, Indiana, and California all have 3.
Okay.
Now, this is going to surprise you, Rob. These only have 2. Kentucky's one of them.
Get out of here.
Kentucky only has 2 players in the top 100 in the ACL rankings. And
Damon Dennis.
let me tell you who they are. Caden Allen and Nate Stevens.
Oh, my.
Yep. Caden Allen and Nate Stevens.
Wow.
So the top 100 in ACL singles, it cut off at 3,819 points. So Caden Allen has 3,824, and then the next one close to him is Philip Hayden, and he has 3,765 points. So that's how.
101. That's Kentucky.
Yep.
That's a big difference, though.
Yeah. Well, about 80 points, something like that.
That's
60.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
I'm shocked though about Kentucky. I mean, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Kentucky is, when you think cornhole, you think that's one of the founding states. That's where Matt Guy's from.
It started off in Cincinnati, Ohio. That's where supposedly that's the birthplace of cornhole, was Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah.
And Kentucky is right there across the river. So that Louisville and Cincinnati were having fun that whole when it was, they're probably fighting over it like the Hatfields and McCoys about who really started it. But that's, and Kentucky has always been the place where the top players come from.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd asked me that 3 years ago, I would have said Kentucky. The same question you asked me to start this segment, I would have said Kentucky without a doubt. Because Matt and Philip and Damon and they've got Derek, Zockline, King. They got some serious players in that area.
In my opinion, and Kentucky's the home of the GOAT of cornhole, Matt Guy.
Right.
Right,
without a doubt.
So, yeah. So our next states, these all have 1 player in the top 100 in the ACL singles. Virginia's a surprise. Only one. Yeah, just 1.
Gosh, who is it?
Let me tell you. I rolled up into Canada. Slow down. Right, there we go. Berkeley Pear. He's the only one.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The closest is with 3,802 points, so he just missed it by 17 points, is James Washington, then Cameron Belvin, Michael Lucas Jr. Yeah. So, there's good players there.
Though.
Yeah.
All right there.
Then we got Washington State, Oregon, Rhode Island has 1 in the top 100, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire. How about this one, Rob? Maine. They play cornhole in Maine.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Maryland, Connecticut, Georgia only has one. That's a shocker.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a shock for sure.
Yeah, Georgia, their only top 100 player is
Hunter
Byron
Blackman,
Sisson.
Byron Sisson. That guy has been going to everything. He's been trying. He's been working really hard this year. I
He's
think he
there.
wants to be a pro.
He's in the top 100. New Jersey's got one. Arkansas's got one. And these other states don't have any. They have zero. Utah, Vermont, South Carolina, that's a shocker. South Dakota, West Virginia,
Jeez.
North Dakota, Wyoming, New Mexico, Minnesota, Alabama, Montana, Colorado's kind of a shocker. And then you got Alaska and Hawaii. I don't even know that. Is Alaska, are they active in cornhole?
Not that I know of. I've never heard of a group up there.
Yeah.
Hawaii is very active, on the other hand.
Yeah, I do know. I've met some Hawaiian guys at Spencer McKenzie's last year when we were up there.
They brought a nice contingent to Spencer's.
Yeah, a bunch of good guys too, man. Hopefully, see them up there again this year.
For sure.
So what do you want to talk about, man? You want to talk about predictions?
I mean, let's go through whatever. I like predictions. I feel good about them. Um, like I told you before, I do believe that my knowledge in the game is I got a high game IQ, and I think predictions are something that I do fairly easily.
Well, let's
So,
hear it. Who you got in the championship of singles?
man, and that's always a gauntlet. But I am going to take. Man, everybody's playing so well. Mark Richards is playing so well. Berkeley Pair just had a shootout. I mean, it was unbelievable what he was doing in that shootout. But I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take. Man, it's hard to not pick Mark. But
Then picking.
oh my goodness. No, I don't. Man, it's. Let me think about this just for a couple seconds.
You got all
I
the
really
time in
like
the
the
world.
way I really like the way Mark has been playing. He's very consistent. But there's a couple people that really want him. They want to play him again. They want to see what you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Man alive, that is really really a tough question. But I got to see Matt Guy do something, so I'm going to go with Matt. I want to see him win his first, pro world championship as a singles player. I don't know if he can do it, but I want to see if he can do it. So I'm going to throw that prediction out there.
So you're going with the GOAT. The GOAT.
Yeah.
I kind of think it's going to be somebody else this year, but I'm going with the hometown boy again. I think this is going to be the final. I think it's going to be Jamie Graham and Mark Richards. I'm taking the popular one. Like if you're doing a Calcutta, they're going to be expensive as hell to buy.
Yeah, both of them.
Both of them. So I mean, it's the popular pick probably with a lot of people. I mean, there's several.
Right.
I mean, there's several people that could do it, man. I mean, look at Josh Holland, man. Isn't he up for like Rookie of the Year too?
He's got to be. I mean, he just. I mean, that kid went through that shootout in West Virginia. I mean, he just destroyed everybody.
Yeah, and
there was nobody that could touch him in that shootout. I mean, Mark Richards had a chance, and Josh just decimated him.
Yeah, and you got a former champion, Trey Birchfield. He's right there. Alex Rawls could
you
probably
gotta watch out for Alex too, man. Alex is just unconscious.
Man,
I mean, he's a hometown kid for me. I mean, he lives 15 minutes away from me, and he's just unconscious. He told me the other day, he said 90% of this game was confidence, and I feel like I'm going to win every time I step out there. I was like, daggum, man, you're something else.
Well, if you got confidence, you need that.
18-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Right? That's what he said. You need it.
I mean, confidence is 100% of this game, man. Confidence is probably at least 95%. Maybe 90, 10% technique. You got to have confidence. If you don't have confidence in your throw, then you'll never win a game. You'll win a game,
Right.
but you won't win the big ones. You know,
Right.
that's what happens to me sometimes. You get out, you can't get out of your own head with confidence issues. You have a couple of
Alex
bad frames, and they're hard to come back from, man.
Alex has no issue with confidence. I can tell you that.
Well, good for him.
I've never seen anybody talk to Trey Birchfield the way Alex Rawls does.
Oh yeah.
They're partners in doubles. Yeah, they're partners in doubles, and I've just never seen anybody handle him the way that Alex does.
Well, does Trey Birchfield even talk?
Well,
I mean,
I can tell you after the game that I saw them talk like that he had some things to say.
I saw
So
him.
yeah, I mean,
I saw Trey the most pumped ever in Arizona when they were on ESPN.
yeah,
And he got pumped and fired up and was yelling. And, he's not the robot anymore. He showed some emotion.
I don't think you can be the robot with Alex Rawls. It just because he brings out everything in you. He brings out the happiness. He brings out the anger. That kid, he used to play exclusively with his brother, and I'm sure you've heard of Alan Rawls. That guy gets to the finals of his bracket quite often, but they used to play together all the time. But it looked like brothers playing together.
Yeah.
Because Alan would all of a sudden just quit. They'd be playing in the middle of just a regional, and Alex would get that lip going, and Alan just say, "Oh, I got you." He just quit. Just play like a donkey.
Oh
but,
no.
But it was fun. It was fun.
Well, here's what I'm gonna do, Rob, because I picked Jamie and Mark, but I'm gonna pick you 8 players that I think one of these 8 are gonna be the ACL champion this year. It's gonna be Matt Guy, Jamie Graham, Mark Richards, Josh Holland, Alex Rawls, Trey Birchfield. I'm going to say Cheyenne Renner.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw Tanner Halbert in there too. What was that, 7? Is that 7?
Yeah, I think that's only 7.
Oh, I got to give you one more.
You should write these down so we can come back and revisit this in about 2 weeks.
Well, it's going to be on audio, so.
Yeah, it sure will.
You know what? Let's go ahead. I'm going to go with I'm going to go with an old school pick right here.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to go with Damon Dennis.
Wow.
Hey, man. I'm going to throw it out there. Let's go, Damon. But there's my 8.
I'm going to tell you, who's playing really well. So I'm going to try to go with the same, 8 myself. And I'm going to take Mark. I like Alex. I like Matt. I like Josh. I like all those picks. I like Frank Modlin because he's just been playing out of his mind lately. To me, it looks like out of his mind, but slick side of that game changer just seems to go in the hole for him. So I'm going to take him. That's my 5 right there. I want to Jamie. I got to put Jamie in the mix because he's like the number 1 player or number 2 player in the world. So that's going to be 6 with Jamie. I mean, I don't like overlooking anybody, and without a list in my hand. But Cheyenne. You got to put her up there just because she was there last year. I don't want to take the bags out of Trey's hands, but I just don't. I would pick him as 9. So I got 7 now. I'm going to take my number 8.
Trey on the outside looking in on your picks.
I do. I just don't feel like he's been focused in singles this season. So it's been hard.
Maybe he'll find it. But you never know.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a guy who's going to come from the PDC, and he's going to shock the world. He's going to run through it. He's going to qualify through the PDC qualifier into the World Tournament. I don't even know if that's allowed, but I'm going to take Jackson Gore as my 8 pick. Ooh. Dark horse 8 to get into the finals.
That is a dark horse pick, but he's a good player, so I don't know, man. He could, You know what? If he gets to the semifinals, you know what? He'll have the biggest crowd advantage. It would
for
be like
sure.
home field advantage for him at every match, except
Right,
for if there's people supporting his opposition, because
right.
everybody would want to see a kid run through that and completely, you know, destroy their opponent, and both Gores
I mean,
can.
we left the baby goat off. We didn't even say Alex Hicks' name, and that kid is.
Yeah,
I mean, that kid is unbelievable, man. He wins every open. I think he's won every open he's played in. You know,
no.
when it comes to the nationals, I don't know. I don't know exactly. Uh, I don't know if something different happens to him or what, but he's won every open he's played in. He goes to an open and they just hand him the crown.
How old is he again? Like 12?
12, I think, maybe 13. Yeah.
So what is it when you're that young? Can you just don't have a part in your brain that makes you nervous or makes you lack confidence? You don't
I
overthink your throw, or is it that your arm
it,
is not fully developed so it makes you keep the same technique, the same line every time you release the bag?
I'm
I
not
don't.
sure, man. That kid has more shots than anybody I've ever seen.
It's
He's got,
crazy.
I mean, he's got more shots. I mean, he invents shots. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, he's unbelievable when it comes to that. I don't know. Maybe his hours of practice are different than some adults. I don't know what it is, but he's a joy to watch, and he's a very humble kid.
Yeah.
Such a humble kid, man.
Well, I look forward
So
to meeting a lot of these players that I've never met before. Alex and look forward to seeing the Gores in action. I've never really seen them play either.
oh
So
my gosh,
Worlds
they're
is
so
going to be
fun.
pretty cool, pretty cool. It wouldn't be the sticky side. We got to talk about all organizations. The ACO has their Worlds this week, and
Is it this week?
it's this week, Branson,
Okay,
Missouri. I
I
was
gotcha.
supposed to go play in that and forgot to register, and it was too late. I was going to register. I was going to register last week to go play, and I completely dropped the ball on it. So good luck to all ACO players that are playing in the ACO Worlds this week. Uh, Honestly, I don't know. Uh, I'm pretty sure I know who the favorites are to win it. Um, Austin
Caleb,
Cameron
Caleb,
or
Caleb Hurt.
Caleb Hurt or Austin Cameron, I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah.
And then
And there's
whoever won it
rumors.
last year? Who won it last year? That guy that came out of
Mm,
nowhere.
yeah, it was like a lone horse, man. I
Yeah.
can't remember, but I'm gonna have to look that up right quick. Wasn't it like a Greg or?
Yeah, something. I don't know. I don't follow. I don't follow it very well. I just know that Caleb and Austin are the guys this year. And Caleb, what I
Yeah,
understand, Caleb's on a mission.
yeah. Uh, there's rumors. I
So
can't find it. There's rumors that some of them might be going to the ACL next year.
mm-mm.
So I mean, that's just what I've heard. I don't know if it's true or not, but I did hear that maybe ACL. I mean, if you want exposure, those kids, man, Austin and Caleb, they're
Oh
they're
yeah,
good enough. They'd be
they
on
are dynamic.
ESPN, huh?
They are. Yep, they are. They're good players. They are good cornhole players.
They could
There's
jump
absolutely
in.
no doubt.
Yeah, they could jump in right now and beat some of the pros that are at the top. You know,
So
especially
I think
Austin.
they have.
Yeah,
I think they have in some open play in some places. I think they have done that.
yeah.
I don't know if you've been following the Open Series, but there's a kid from here in Fleming Island, another 15 minutes away from me, named Fisher Hamilton. And I don't know if you've been watching what that kid's been doing,
I've
an
heard the
advanced
name.
player.
Yeah,
Yeah, so he started at intermediate, and he started intermediate at the beginning of last year, and he won. I mean, he came out and he won it, and I'm the regional director, so when you win one intermediate tournament, when you go through it like he did, I had to move him, so I immediately moved him up to the next division, which was competitive.
hmm
He went through that, and I let them win two, and he won a singles and a doubles in the same regional. So to me, that's two. I moved him up to advanced. Well, he didn't waste any time before he got to the top of the advanced, but he won. So he would moved up to competitive. and then he won a conference as a competitive player. So he moved into advance, and he just hasn't wasted any time. The kid is 16 years old. He's about 6'4". He throws the bag so hard that he just has so many different dynamic shots, and he's subscribed to this roll shot and every single shot, and he just went through and he's already won an open in singles, and then he won the open in doubles in West Virginia, and he beat Joe Neisted and Nico Morellis, two pros, to win the overall, in doubles. Two advanced players beat two pros. So, I mean,
So it
to
sounds
be able to
like
come from a different organization or from the advanced division and get up in here and play the pros
Mhm.
at the advanced level, and play them the way they did and be able to beat them. It just, I mean, it's amazing. But that's what this game is all about.
Yeah.
Anybody can play, anybody can win. There's no doubt about it.
Well, who knows, man? I mean, rumors are rumors. You hear stuff. If they make the jump, they do. If they don't, then they stay in the ACO another year. ACO's uh, I got nothing bad to say about the ACO. I was worked for them for 3-4 years. Had a good time over there. Frank's still got a great thing going. But reality is, ACL is definitely where it's at as far as exposure and making a brand out of yourself. And
For sure.
it's where everybody is. It's where all the cornhole manufacturers basically hang their hats. You know, just is what it is.
No doubt.
Yeah. Well, Rob, I think let's call this an episode, bro. It's been a hell of a first season, man. Hell of a first
It
season
was
for the
fun.
sticky side. I just want to say I enjoyed it. I wish these past couple of months would have been better to us, and we could have did more episodes. But I think right now we're at like 42 episodes for season one, so you can't complain about that, brother.
No, we did. I think it's been great. Of course, the summers when you kind of want to follow cornhole and you want to be part of it, but hey, we had a bunch of stuff going on, and
Yeah,
the
just
season is definitely a grind. And I did a lot. I mean, I was traveling. I'm traveling 3 weekends a month, so
yeah.
it's gonna
Well,
be cool. It's gonna be cool when that slows down a little bit.
the
Not gonna
sticky
hate it.
side season two is going to be a little bit different because I'll be hands on throughout all of season two with running my ACL regionals. So I'll have a
Oh,
lot
good.
more players to like talk to, and I'll just feel more comfortable than I did in season one because I'm just coming back into the game, just meeting
Right
new
on.
people. But yeah, I'll see you next week, brother, and let's grab a beer. What time you coming
I
in?
like it. I think I'll be in Monday or Tuesday, so I'll
Okay.
be in there for a while, just watching some stuff and trying to get on the mic somewhere. Just
Yeah,
get my
yeah.
voice out there and do some commentary and have some fun.
Sweet.
And then got to play through the weekend and um, you know just have a blast. Gonna go out there just trying to have a blast. And next year I got a different focus. I'm gonna really focus on playing. Stop worrying about doing these events. Maybe do some charity events, some
Hmm.
benefit events. But I'm gonna stay away from trying to set up a monthly regional because finding a venue that's you want a consistent venue. You had a real nice bar when you were running your ACO stuff. Were you able to get certain number of boards and you were able to be there all the time? That was your spot. It
Hmm.
doesn't really work that way here. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. But things are real expensive here in Florida, so
Yeah.
it's real tough to find a venue that's going to hold. I typically set up 16 to 20 sets of boards because of the type of attendance I get for a regional. So to find a venue like that, you've got to go to a sports complex that charges you, $50 to $80 an
Yeah.
hour, for each court. So,
Whoa.
you know, it gets a little expensive, a little quick.
Yeah, and that.
And this regional money isn't that great that you can have all these
Hmm.
players in and it pay for itself. So
Well.
you're still coming out of pocket just a little bit, and it is what it is. But uh, I want to focus on actually the craft of playing cornhole, which I've
Hmm.
never been able to do. Just focus on the craft, and so that's going to be my focus as we come up to October.
Hmm.
Once this off season gets started, I want to focus on that. I just want to be ready for the season and just put something together, just put something good together for myself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm looking at it like this, man. A regional is not supposed to be like a conference tournament. It's not supposed to be
Right.
like an open or a national. It's supposed to be smaller, and I
Right.
guess
I
it's
agree.
it's on the director. You don't have to have 16 courts.
Yeah.
I'm only going to do 6 courts, and I'm not trying to
Right.
pay a venue to set up because I know these events. Especially my first season, I know I'm going to eat it in the ass, man. I know I am because I got to buy all
Yeah.
this equipment to start out with. So I'm not trying to pay a venue. I'm trying to find someone that will want me to come in with my business and give them
Mhm.
exposure on my ACL live feed that I'm going to be doing with my tournaments. So, if players don't want to play on 6 boards, then I don't know what to tell them, man. I mean, we're going to do advanced, we're going to do, and probably competitive. I don't know about intermediate yet. I still have to sit down with and maybe someone like you that's directed ACL for a while, and see what the best options are as far as tournaments.
Well,
Um,
and here's what I'm going to tell you. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and finish the show real quick, and
yeah,
and we'll talk a little bit off the air, and I'll explain a few things to you that are important, and will help you.
sounds good, brother. All right, man. I'll see you next week. That's Rob. I'm Mike, and this has been season one's wrap up episode of The Sticky Side. Hey, if you're listening to this, like and subscribe, Naughty Donkey Productions, and make sure you go to our Facebook page, The Sticky Side, and like us. And Rob, we'll see everybody at Worlds next week. Peace.
For sure.
Bye.
Oh, just a wannabe cornhole stars saying keep hotels and driving beat up cars. The crowd gets crazy and the beers ain't cheap. We get drunk all day, so we just don't eat, and we hang out at the local bar, throwing bags in the hole like we have it all.